You're watching the HRtv today from the conference, The Power of HR. And I would like to welcome here Mrs. Julia Diamond, who is the international leadership consultant, coach and trainer. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Julia, I would like to ask you just a few questions. Your topic was, I would say, more about a call for the HR to, let's say, overtake the powerful role within the company. How do you perceive the role of the HR today?
Well, I think first I would say overtake maybe is a bit strong. I think maybe just an increase would be sufficient. I think I focused a lot on how do we as leaders increase our influence more generally. And so I think for HR, it is an important question, how do we increase our status, or how do we be taken as more serious partners? And I think that when I look at it, if I step back and look at it, I think HR is in development. I think it's still actually trying to find out exactly what it is, what it's supposed to do, what it serves, what interests it serves, and how it connects to the larger organization. We just saw some statistics on there in the last presentation about sort of sometimes a gap between what the CEO says and what this HR sees as the most important functions. So that really tells me that we're still developing. We're maybe teenagers in that sense. So what we can do to really increase our status is to really try to figure out what role are we playing, but what's the gap between the role we play and the role that others want us to play, and to really address that gap. And I don't think we're addressing it sufficiently.
Okay, maybe to addressing the gap, you were mentioning some behavior patterns. Is that the tool which may help?
Yeah, I think it comes down to behavior. I mean, I think it comes down, there's systemic solutions, there's structural solutions, and we all know about that, and that conference today is going to focus on that. But really, in terms of our own behavior, what we can do is we can really increase our ability to influence people. We can really pick up our own power to make ourselves more understood, to make ourselves more relevant, and to ask more questions about what should we be serving, and to, I think, be able to impact the other person better. So yeah, for me it's behavioral. It's very much behavioral.
Are there any other tools, let's say, or skills which may be easily learned, maybe for the HR person, which may help them to gain the powerful role within the company and also helpful role for the company?
I mean, I think that all of these skills are easy to learn. I think, that's my job, is to teach them, and I don't think the skills in and of themselves are hard. I think it requires a willingness to really put yourself under a little sort of self-reflection to learn them. But yes, I think I talked about that in my talk. I think one of the things is to really become conscious of how you're coming across to the other person. I think it's very basic communication skills, but I don't think we're always aware of the impact we're making. We get very focused on the message we want to send, but we're really not aware of how we're being received on the other side. And I think that's just an attention, a question of focusing your attention. That's a very easy to learn skill.
Okay, so just in conclusion, is there any first step which you can recommend to the HR people just in order to get lower the gap between their function and
right. Well, what I said in my talk was this. I think the first step is to ask yourself, what influence am I already having? I think what I really focused on was that we're making an influence, but we're not always aware of the influence we're having, and we cannot not influence the other person. Every time we communicate, we're having an influence, and I think the very first step would be to really find out how we're perceived. What are we, how are we seen, and what are the influence we are making? Is that the one we want to make? And from there, you can make a choice.
Julia, thank you for the interview, and enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you.